She controlled me. Yeah, that's the best way I would describe it. She controlled me. She was in charge of my life, not me. We've been together about 3 years now, but it wasn't until we moved in together about 1.5 years ago that it started to go bad. It started off with little things like asking who I was texting, guilt tripping me into staying in with her instead of seeing my mates, stuff like that. But gradually it got worse. Not only would she harass me about who I was texting, but she'd take my phone off me and check it herself. I was even made to do housework after I got home from work, and if I didn't, she'd threaten to hit me with whatever she had in her hands at the time. A phone, a mug, even a frying pan at one point.
What is domestic abuse? What does that mean to you? And the definition is that it's any form of physical, sexual or mental and emotional abuse which might amount to criminal conduct and which takes place within the context of a relationship. Now the relationship will be between partners, and that could be somebody who's married, cohabiting, civil partnership or otherwise, or ex-partners. But the abuse can be committed in the home or elsewhere. And a major area of this as well is the emotional aspect. It's not just the physical, sexual or mental, but emotional, and how people feel and how they cope, because it's very important. And for someone to contact the police may take a while. This could have been going on for a while, and to have confidence to come and report is really, really important. And that's why within the police service as well, it's about having the confidence to come and report to the police.
She constantly put me down and complain about me, saying stuff like, "That shirt looks awful on you," and "You're bad in bed." And even though all this was going on, I was terrified of leaving her. I just kept hoping that she'd change, because she was nice sometimes, saying, "I'm sorry, I'll never leave you. I didn't mean to say that." But I was also terrified that I just couldn't cope without her. She'd stripped me of all the confidence I'd had. She controlled me for that long. I was also afraid that if I left, no one would believe me, because she was always nice to me in front of other people or when we were out together. Most people had the opinion that she was a nice girl who wouldn't hurt a fly. They never knew the mental abuse I faced every day.
On average, somebody will be assaulted around 35 times before it actually gets reported, and sometimes it's not even a big incident that I'll bring it to a head. It could be a very minor incident that I'll just sort of tip it off and make them report it.
No one expects or plans to be a victim of crime, yet crime can happen to anyone. Victim Support Scotland understands the difficulties caused by crime and provides free confidential help and support. 100,000 children in Scotland experience domestic abuse. Abusers can hurt others in many different ways, physically, emotionally, financially or sexually, and young people can be deeply affected and unable to cope. Many adults have difficulties dealing with their own reactions to crime, and responding to the needs of their children and young people at the same time can be very hard for them.
Sometimes people can experience feelings of absolute despair and they hate themselves. This can lead to sadness, depression, bad temper, withdrawing from everybody and self-harm. Sometimes it can even lead to feelings of suicide. Maybe some of you feel like this, or even know somebody who's struggling with these feelings. Victim Support understands what you're going through, and we can help. You'll have the space to talk openly and discuss how to move forward. We are not here to judge you, but to help you move through a difficult time. Everything you tell us is private, unless you or somebody you know is in danger, and then we will carefully discuss the next step with you.
The helpline phone number is 0845 603 9213, or you can contact our local service for Perth and Kinross on 01738 567 171. All our details can be found on our website, victimsupportsco.org.uk. We can help and we have time to listen. Please get in touch.
Victim support really helped me open up and tell them everything. They provided someone to talk to who was non-judgmental and understood where I was coming from. And they also helped by putting me in touch with other agencies.